Alright gang, gather around because today we're diving headfirst into the shadowy abyss of the paranormal. We're talking about the top 3 most haunted places you can actually visit. That's right, you can book a trip, pack your bags, maybe an EMF reader or two, and come face to face with the spooky side of history. We're talking cold spots, unexplained noises, the whole shebang. Get ready for tales of tragedy, mystery, and maybe even a ghostly apparition or two. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're brave enough to handle this ghostly adventure, and let us know in the comments if you dare to spend a night in one of these haunted hotspots. First up on our spectral tour, we're hopping across the pond to jolly old England, where a building steeped in as much history as it is in spooky stories awaits, the Tower of London. This iconic fortress has stood the test of time, witnessing countless events that have shaped the course of British history. Now this isn't just some spooky castle with cobwebs and creaky doors, folks. This place has seen it all. From the moment you step inside, you can almost feel the weight of the centuries pressing down on you. I'm talking centuries of imprisonment, executions, and enough royal drama to make your head spin. Imagine the countless souls who have passed through these halls, each leaving behind a fragment of their story. Think about it, for over 900 years, the Tower of London has served as a royal residence, a fortress, and yes, even a prison. Its walls have witnessed the rise and fall of kings and queens, the plotting of treason, and the cries of the condemned. It's like a greatest hits album of historical darkness. The very air seems to hum with the echoes of the past, and it's no wonder that tales of hauntings have persisted through the ages. So, who's haunting the place, you ask? Well, buckle up because the guest list is extensive. The Tower of London is practically a who's who of ghostly apparitions. We've got Anne Boleyn, the ill-fated queen, still rocking that 16th century fashion, minus the head, of course. Her tragic story has captivated people for centuries, and her spirit is said to linger, unable to find peace. Rumor has it she's been spotted wandering the tower grounds, especially around the anniversary of her execution. Some say they have seen her carrying her severed head, a chilling reminder of her untimely demise. Talk about holding a grudge. Her presence is a stark reminder of the brutal history that unfolded within these walls, but Anne's not alone in this spectral soiree. Oh no, we've also got the young princes in the tower, Edward and Richard, who mysteriously disappeared in the 15th century. Their story is one of the most enduring mysteries of the tower. Some say their laughter can still be heard echoing through the halls. The sound of their innocent giggles in such a grim setting is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. And let's not forget about Henry VI, who apparently enjoys a good haunting around his death anniversary. His restless spirit is said to roam the tower, perhaps seeking justice or simply unable to move on. Visitors and staff alike have reported all sorts of strange occurrences within these ancient walls. The tower's reputation as a haunted hotspot is well earned, with countless stories of paranormal activity. Cold spots, disembodied voices, and even full-bodied apparitions have been reported. The sheer number of sightings and experiences makes it hard to dismiss the tower's haunted reputation. One of the most haunted spots within the tower is said to be the Bloody Tower, where, legend has it, the 2 young princes were last seen alive. The very name of the tower evokes a sense of dread and foreboding. People have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and sadness within the tower, and some have even claimed to have seen the ghostly figures of the young boys. Their tragic fate seems to have left a permanent mark on the tower. But hey, if you're feeling brave, you can actually visit the Tower of London. It's a popular tourist destination, offering a glimpse into the rich and often dark history of England. Just maybe avoid the Bloody Tower if you're feeling a little sensitive to the paranormal. The stories and experiences of others suggest that this part of the tower is not for the faint of heart. You never know who or what you might encounter. The Tower of London remains a place where history and the supernatural intertwine, offering a unique and eerie experience for those who dare to explore its haunted halls. Next up on our spooky sojourn, we're heading stateside to the majestic, and some might say, menacing, Stanley Hotel. Nestled high in the Colorado Rockies, this grand dame of a hotel served as the chilling inspiration for Stephen King's iconic novel, The Shining. Now let me tell you, this place is so chock full of paranormal activity it's practically bursting at the seams with spooky stories. It all started way back in 1903 when the hotel's founder, F.O. Stanley, and his wife Flora decided to build a luxurious getaway for the rich and famous. Little did they know they were also laying the foundation for one of America's most haunted hotels. Flora, a talented pianist in life, is said to still tickle the ivories in the hotel's grand music room. Guests have reported hearing her ghostly melodies echoing through the halls, especially late at night. Some have even claimed to see her spectral form seated at the piano, her fingers gracefully gliding over the keys. But Flora's not the only one causing a stir at the Stanley. Oh no, we've also got Lord Dunraven, the former owner of the land the hotel was built on. He's said to be quite the prankster, moving objects, flickering lights, and generally making himself known to the guests. Think of him as the ghostly jester of the Stanley, only his jokes might leave you sleeping with the lights on. And then of course, we have room 217. This is the room that inspired Stephen King to write The Shining, and let me tell you, it's got a reputation. Guests have reported all sorts of strange happenings in that room, from doors slamming shut on their own to disembodied voices whispering their names. Some have even claimed to have seen the ghostly figure of a former housekeeper who died in the room. The Stanley Hotel even embraces its haunted reputation, offering ghost tours and even a ghost adventure package for those brave enough to spend the night. So if you're looking for a vacation with a side of paranormal activity, the Stanley Hotel might be just the place for you. Just don't say, "I didn't warn you." The ghost tours are not just a casual walk through the hotel, they are an immersive experience. Guides share spine-tingling tales of ghostly encounters and unexplained phenomena that have been reported over the years. Guests often find themselves on edge, hanging on every word as the stories of the past come to life in the dimly lit corridors and rooms. For the more adventurous, the Ghost Adventure package includes tools like EMF detectors and spirit boxes, allowing guests to conduct their own paranormal investigations. Imagine the thrill of capturing an unexplained voice or a sudden spike in electromagnetic activity, confirming that you are not alone. Beyond the ghostly encounters, the Stanley Hotel is a treasure trove of history. The walls are adorned with photographs and documents that tell the story of its illustrious past. Visitors can spend hours delving into the hotel's history, learning about the famous guests who have stayed there and the events that have shaped its legacy. And for those who prefer a more relaxing stay, the Stanley offers luxurious accommodations with stunning views of the Rockies, ensuring a memorable experience whether you encounter a ghost or not. The hotel's restaurant serves up delicious meals, providing the perfect end to a day filled with adventure and mystery. As night falls, the Stanley Hotel stands as a beacon of light in the dark mountains, inviting the brave and the curious to explore its haunted halls. So whether you're a skeptic or a believer, the Stanley Hotel promises an experience that will leave you questioning the boundaries between the living and the dead. Just remember, when you check in, you might not be the only one staying in your room. Sweet dreams. Chapter 3. The Catacombs of Paris, a city of bones and whispers. For our final destination, we're descending deep beneath the bustling streets of Paris, into the eerie depths of the catacombs. This subterranean world is a stark contrast to the vibrant life above, a hidden city of bones and whispers that tells a different story of Paris. Now, if you're claustrophobic or easily spooked by, millions of human bones, this one might not be for you. The narrow passages and the overwhelming presence of skeletal remains can be quite unnerving. But for those of you who like their history with a side of the macabre, buckle up. The catacombs offer a unique glimpse into the past, a journey through time that is both fascinating and chilling. Picture this, miles upon miles of underground tunnels, lined with the skeletal remains of over 6 million Parisians. It's a vast, silent city beneath the city, where the dead outnumber the living. It's like a morbidly fascinating history lesson, only the textbooks are skulls and femurs. Each bone tells a story, a silent witness to the lives and deaths of countless individuals. The catacombs were created in the late 18th century as a solution to Paris's overflowing cemeteries. The city was facing a public health crisis, and the decision was made to move the remains to this underground labyrinth. They took the remains from cemeteries all over the city and moved them into these underground tunnels, creating a labyrinthine ossuary that's both awe-inspiring and a little bit creepy. The bones were carefully arranged, creating walls and patterns that are both artistic and eerie. Now you might be thinking, okay, so it's a bunch of bones, how scary can it be? But the atmosphere down here is unlike anything else. The silence is almost deafening, and the air is thick with history and mystery. Well, let me tell you, there's something about being surrounded by the remains of so many people that just sends chills down your spine. It's a humbling experience, a reminder of our own mortality. And it's not just the sheer volume of bones that's unsettling, it's the stories they whisper. The catacombs are filled with legends and tales of the past, each one adding to the eerie ambience. Many people who have ventured into the catacombs have reported feeling a sense of unease, of being watched. The feeling of unseen eyes following you through the dark tunnels is a common experience. Some have even claimed to have heard voices whispering their names or felt cold spots brush against their skin. These ghostly encounters add to the mystique and fear that the catacombs evoke. One of the most well-known stories associated with the catacombs is that of Philibert Aspert. His tale is a tragic reminder of the dangers that lurk in these dark tunnels. He was a gatekeeper at a nearby hospital who, legend has it, got lost in the catacombs during the French Revolution. His disappearance sparked a search that lasted for years. His remains were found 11 years later, identified by the keys he still carried. The discovery of his body was a grim reminder of the catacombs' labyrinthine nature. Some say his ghost still wanders the tunnels, searching for an exit that doesn't exist. His restless spirit is just one of many that are said to haunt the catacombs. The catacombs are a place of immense history and, some might say, paranormal activity. The stories of ghostly encounters and unexplained phenomena are numerous and add to the allure of this underground world. They're a reminder of our own mortality, a place where the veil between the living and the dead seems just a little bit thinner. The catacombs challenge our perceptions of life and death, making us confront the inevitable. So, if you're ever in Paris and feeling brave, take a trip down into the catacombs. It's an experience that will stay with you long after you've returned to the surface. Just maybe bring a flashlight and a friend or two. The darkness can be overwhelming, and having someone by your side can make the journey a little less daunting. You never know who or what you might encounter in the City of Bones. The catacombs are a place where history and mystery intertwine, creating an unforgettable experience. Well, there you have it, folks. Our whirlwind tour of the top 3 most haunted places you can actually visit. From the historic Tower of London to the majestic Stanley Hotel and the bone-chilling catacombs of Paris, we've covered some seriously spooky ground today. So, the next time you're feeling adventurous and maybe a little bit brave, consider booking a trip to one of these haunted hotspots. Just remember to pack your EMF reader, your courage, and maybe a spare pair of underwear, just in case. If you enjoyed this spooky adventure, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more eerie explorations into the unknown. And don't forget to let us know in the comments which of these haunted locations you'd be brave enough to visit. Until next time, keep it spooky.